Right, YouTube, it's Shadow King King Andrew, and I'm here to give my review of Resident Evil Extinction. We start off with Alice waking up naked, again, and she's back in the Umbrella base, which is kind of odd, because last time we saw her, she was with Jill, Carlos, LJ, and Angela Ashford, but whatever. And she's trying to escape and evading all the Umbrella traps, but one of them managed to kill her. Yay! Alice is dead! We can finally get rid of that Mary Sue! Wait. It turns out that she was just a clone among many, many others. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. So you mean to tell me that Umbrella knew how Alice woke up in the first movie, but not what happened in the hive? Umbrella, expert dumbasses. Oh, but the stupidity doesn't stop there. Apparently the T-virus has spread around the world and has turned the Earth into a giant desert. What? 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 Desert? What? What? Desert? What? How does it do that? How does it turn entire lakes, oceans, and seas into a dried up barren wasteland? And it doesn't stop there. Apparently, the T-virus has killed all plant life. So if that were the case, it would be practically impossible for anybody to breathe, and thus everybody should be dead and be reanimated as the Walking Dead. Damn it, Paul W.S. Anderson. You've reached Masashi Kishimoto level of stupid. And we're not even 10 minutes into this movie. Hell, I don't even think we were even 5 minutes into this movie, and it's already gone stupid as hell. So Alice wanders the deserts and gets tricked by these people in order to make her fight in an arena with a bunch of Cerberus dogs. But eventually Alice escapes and the people get killed by the Cerberus dogs. And that had absolutely nothing to do with anything, and it never gets mentioned again. So in other words, this was a big-lipped alligator moment. And, yeah, how did society get to this point where it became basically just Mad Max? T-virus, of course. Yeah, that explains everything. Then we get introduced to Claire Redfield, who, much like Jill and Carlos, is pretty much anyone else of the Resident Evil games, is pretty much the character in name only, and has none of the characters' personalities, developments, and whatever. It's just a basic blank slate. And here in these movies, she's leading convoys aimlessly through Nevada. One would ask, why is she wandering through a desert? Well, granted, the whole planet is basically a giant desert, but it's probably not a good idea to wander at a place that's already a desert before the apocalypse. Also, Jill is in this movie. I'm not sure why, though. If I were to guess, I guess I would have guessed that Jill's actress was sick of being Alice's cheerleader, except she's back in the movies in Resident Evil Afterlife and Retribution, and is going to be in the next movie, so yeah, that can't be the case. Also, where the hell is Angela Ashford? Guess Paul W.S. Anderson forgot she even existed. Then we get introduced to Albert Wesker, who is introduced as the chairman of Umbrella and gives orders via holograms. That's pretty much all he does in the movie. What a complete waste of the character Albert Wesker. You know, the main antagonist of the Resident Evil movies. Wow, just wow. So Claire's team search for survivors, and yet they are not using gas masks for oxygen or to prevent T-virus infection, since the T-virus is airborne in this movie. Oh, fuck it, I don't care anymore. And then we see LJ stupidly confusing a zombie's reflection for a real for a real zombie and gets bitten. And when they kill the zombie, LJ decides it was a great idea to hide his bite from his team and his girlfriend. Our hero, everyone! Uh, so, we also see Umbrella trying to domesticate zombies. What an original and interesting idea. It's what I would have said this wasn't done in another zombie movie. Rep off. But the zombie manages to kill the scientist, except Dr. Isaacs, mainly because Umbrella was once again being incompetent and didn't restrain it. Wow, and I thought it was kind of stupid when Dr. Jekyll decided not to restrain himself whenever he turned to Mr. Hyde when he learned that Mr. Hyde was dangerous. At least Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a better written story. And anyway, Alice finds out that Alaska might be safe from the T-virus. Not the rest of the northern areas of the world, just Alaska. I wonder why. Now, one might think that it might be because Alaska is a cold place, but if that was the case, then all the other northern region areas that are colder than Alaska would be safe from the T-virus as well. So, it's just safe because reasons. Claire's crew starts getting attacked by zombie crows, which is probably the closest thing this movie gets to being like Resident Evil, and LJ's girlfriend dies. Oh no, who cares? Alice then, however, saves them with fire and psychic powers. Yeah, remember? Alice, thanks to the T-virus, has psychic powers, a thing that the T-virus never gave in any form of the media whatsoever. Then we see that Alice tells Carlos she left because Umbrella was tracking her, but now she can be with them because they're not. Which they actually are. Great job, Alice. And anyway, Dr. Isaac says he found Alice, but Wester wants to be sure before wasting money. Yes, because money is so valuable in a zombie apocalypse. Because surely the economy can survive something like that. Claire lets the group vote on whether to keep wandering or go to Alaska. Yes, because clearly wandering in the desert aimlessly was so much of a better alternative than going to an actual place that might be safe from the zombie apocalypse. Dr. Isaac fakes Wester's orders to get people to help capture Alice. And Claire crew arrives at Las Vegas, and they're surprised it looks like a desert. Why? The whole world's a desert. Why is this surprising? And anyway, everyone gets attacked by zombies except for Alice, of course. Well, yeah, she gets attacked too, but she's the only one who looks remotely competent. And even worse, she's not fighting like a Resident Evil character, but more like a Final Fantasy character. Even with her Final Fantasy getup and her dual-wielding machete. Again, I gotta ask, why didn't Alice just use her psychic powers? But here's the payoff for Umbrella somehow controlling Alice. They have the ability to shut her down. And then we see that LJ becomes a zombie and bites Carlos. So the whole movie was building up the whole LJ becoming a zombie thing, and he just ends up biting him, which pretty much any zombie could have done. It probably would have had more impact if this wasn't during a zombie attack and LJ decided to bite Carlos then, when it was more suspenseful. At least LJ's dead. Hooray! But, of course, the satellite malfunctions, and it just cannot control Alice, and thus she continues to shoot more Umbrella employees. Dr. Isaacs tries to escape, but gets bitten. And then we see Dr. Isaacs use a large quantity of antiviruses against the consent, and an Umbrella employee shoots Isaacs, but not in the head. So you mean to tell me that this guy has survived the zombie apocalypse so far and doesn't realize he has to shoot a T-virus infectee in the head in order to prevent him from becoming a zombie? Oh yeah. And Dr. Isaacs becomes a tyrant, because taking a whole lot of antiviruses just for a normal zombie infection allows you to become a tyrant. Yeah, that makes sense. Huh. Carlos says that it's too late to save him with the antivirus, despite being infected way longer in the last movie, and not to mention LJ survived longer infected than he did right now. But at least he's able to do a noble sacrifice and takes himself out along with the zombies in an explosion. Again, why Alice couldn't have just used her psychic powers to just throw a tanker and cause the explosion at a safer distance, I don't know. And Alice then sends Claire, Kmart, who was one of the members of Claire's group, and the rest of the crew on the helicopter to Alaska because I'm sure deep down inside she even knows that these characters are useless except for her. Then Alice meets the White Queen hologram, who looks better designed than the Red Queen hologram, and says that the place was being destroyed because Dr. Isaacs has been infected with a zombie given Alice's blood, which is still stupid because the antivirus should have taken care of that. And she also says that Alice's blood can cure the T-virus plague. Well, if that was the case, shouldn't these zombies be turning back to normal, and shouldn't Dr. Isaacs be normal? Fuck it. Alice then encounters her naked Alice clones, which is going to play into something really, really stupid. Then we see Isaacs fight Alice, and he's actually overpowering her and almost kills her. But she ends up being saved by an Alice clone and lasers. How does the clone even know what's going on or how to use lasers? Then we see Alice tell Wesker she's going to use her friends. Oh, so we're gonna bring Jill, Claire. Oh, I'm sorry. She's going with the Alice clones. You know, the only characters besides her that can actually do anything in these movies. And they're gonna use it to strike at Umbrella. Hey, Alice, you realize that your blood can help cure the T-virus plague? Why didn't you just tell them that, hey, you guys don't have a lot of options. I have the only cure to this plague. Why don't we work together and we can stop this apocalypse? Oh, no, that would actually require thinking. And that's the end of this movie. This was the worst of the original trilogy. And sadly, it doesn't end there, as we still have Afterlife and Retribution and the upcoming Resident Evil movie that's supposed to be the last one. Though knowing how Paul W.S. Anderson lets it have them end at cliffhangers and leave room for a sequel, I doubt it will be the end of that series either. And this movie feels nothing like Resident Evil. If anything, it felt more like a badly made Final Fantasy movie. And it pretty much sets the standard for everything wrong with these movies. Umbrella looks incompetent, the characters are useless, and Alice is an overpowered Mary Sue, and the whole plot suffers from incompetent writing. But, like I said before, this is the worst these movies has to offer. So, join me next time when I review Resident Evil Afterlife.